So let's bring in meteorologist Matt Honig now. Matt, you're going to see those rivers get stronger from all this.
Yeah, a classic sign of spring, Marissa, the return of the rivers flowing, a lot of them iced out after the recent warm weather, which is actually probably pretty good news for our flood threat tomorrow. But still, the rain, all the snow melt from today is going to lead to some higher river levels going forward this week. And even some pockets of minor flooding not out of the question as rivers crest on Tuesday. On top of that, we've got the winds that are starting to turn more active tonight, and along a sharp cold front, they will be strongest during the wee hours of early tomorrow morning. We are entering a bit of a lull, especially in southern New Hampshire, from, say, Lebanon to Concord, back down through the Monadnock region. Really, it's just some drizzle out there, but a few more of these showers coming in out of the Berkshires and Massachusetts. Those will kind of move right up the Connecticut River Valley here in the next hour or so. Steadiest rain located up over the White Mountains at this point, but we wait on this sharp line of downpours, even some severe thunderstorm warnings across the mid-Atlantic states. Thankfully, not expecting severe weather here in New Hampshire tonight. And yeah, you're seeing that correctly. Behind the front, it is snowing into parts of Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York, although I think a lot of that colder air stays to our north and west as we still remain on the warmer side of the system. If you've been outside this evening, you know how mild it has turned for most of us, certainly not everyone getting in on the warm air. Just shy of 60 degrees here past 11 o'clock at night in Manchester. Queen City has already picked up nearly an inch of rainfall and still more to come overnight. Nashua at 61. A little bit cooler out by the coastline where the wind is turned onshore, and where it's much colder is in these Lakes region valleys here from Holderness, Plymouth into Ossipee. The Mount Washington Valley still sitting in the upper 30s tonight. The warm air just not able to punch into that part of the state, but you get north of the notches, 58 in Whitefield right now. So where it's warm, we'll have the risk for some stronger winds overnight, plus the rain continues to stay off and on for the next couple of hours. There's that front arriving after midnight, and that will continue through about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. Should quickly clear out around sunrise, and then we're back to much quieter weather on Tuesday. But as that last burst of rain comes in, some locally strong gusts over 40 miles per hour. So it's possible for a few more isolated outages to take place overnight. All of New Hampshire under a flood watch until tomorrow. But here's the thing about the flood watch at this point in the game. Not really expecting any urban or street flooding, which is good. But river levels will crest tomorrow, and a few of them, like the Pemigewasset here in Woodstock, cresting early in the morning, a little bit later in the day for the Saco River at Conway. But the common theme here is really on the lower end of minor flood stage, which is good news. That means a lot of properties and major roadways really not impacted by these rising waters, but you're certainly going to hear and see the rush of water tomorrow and likely again through Wednesday, as really for the first time in quite some time, these rivers are packed and up to their banks. So overnight, we go from near 60 to just in the 30s tomorrow morning. A very sharp drop in temperatures expected for St. Patrick's Day. I think the best we'll do is low 40s in the afternoon, and with the wind it will feel colder despite some sunshine. Even colder Wednesday with temperatures in the mid 30s. A little bit of a warm up late week Thursday, Friday, but not nearly as warm as it is out there right now. And also not as active of a weather pattern as we officially welcome in spring on Friday, though the tail end of the day could feature a few scattered showers. Regardless of what the calendar and what the solar system says, it's not going to feel like spring anytime soon looking ahead.
It doesn't look
We'll
it.
take
Kind of
quiet
above,
for a bit, though.
Yeah.
Quiet is nice.
Yeah.
We like that.
All right.